everyone, I am here to talk to you guys a little bit about organization. And I mean, I could sit here and I could share with you some cute like Pinteresty organization hacks and stuff, but today we're gonna get down to like the foundation of organization. And we're foundation of organization. Oh, look at that, I rhyme. And this is what I actually do. I still have clutter in my life. I will always have some form of clutter in my life. Makeup being a huge part of what I do. It's just a constant circulation of clutter, but these tips and tricks help me a lot in the other aspects of my life, and I hope they help you guys too. Give this video a big thumbs up if you do find it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Saturday, and without further ado, let's get into this. So clutter for me stems from three main problems. Number one, you have too much stuff. Number two, bad habits. And number three, you don't have the structural elements in place to organize. All of these things need to work together in order to make organization a part of your life, or at least for me, that is what works. And so I can't just tackle one area of it without tackling the other ones, because otherwise everything's gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna go into details on each of these three areas for you guys, and some tips and tricks on what works well for me on how to tackle them and make them a part of your life. So the first one that I mentioned is having too much stuff. And this happens to a lot of us, and it's not just having too much stuff, but having stuff that isn't usable. Stuff that we're not accessing all the time, and so it just takes up space. So really the only solution to too much stuff is you need to declutter. It does not matter when you get it done. You could get it done in 2 months, 3 days, a weekend. You can get it all done in a day if you can. But the key to this is setting a deadline. So if you have a specific area that you want to declutter, you need to set a timeline as to when you're going to tackle it, because a goal without a deadline is useless. And if the process of parting with things that you have makes you feel uncomfortable, a little anxious, then what I recommend doing is to pack up the stuff that you think, nah, I probably don't need this, and I probably won't use this, and there's no sentimental value to this that I can think of. Pack it into a box and put it in your room, in a closet, in the basement, wherever it is, and leave it there for 3 months. And then if you find that you've forgotten what's in the box, it's probably not something that you need. For me, the process of decluttering was overwhelming because I felt like there was a lot of areas that I need to declutter, like the laundry, the closet, the basement. Like there's too many areas, and I just didn't start because I didn't know where to start. The first thing that I did is I went and I thought of where the sore spots were for where clutter was piling up. And then think about which of those areas is super high traffic or something that you need to tackle on an ongoing basis, and go for that first. Number two, bad habits. If clutter is piling up in a certain area, then the habits that you currently have around that area aren't working. We all have good intentions when it comes to organizing, and not many of us can like stick to something. So fixing those bad habits is also really important. I would start by picking the 3 main areas where clutter builds up that make you really uncomfy, that are high traffic, again, as I said before, areas that you're constantly like walking over or walking around or using. And then monitor your behavior around this. I got this idea from sleep training my daughter and sort of monitoring my behavior, not just going right in and changing it, but seeing what I was doing so I could fix the specific areas that I needed to. And so I apply that to decluttering. Make either written notes or mental notes or whatever works, and think about what you're doing. Are you just taking clothes and you're dropping it on the floor because you don't have a basket to put the laundry in? Is it because the laundry room is too far away from where the laundry piles up? Like, think about all those little things. I keep going to laundry because I'm gonna get to that in the next point. And let's be honest, I mean, every person I feel at some point in their life has like a chair where laundry piles up. No, is that just me? And then again, set deadlines for yourself on when you're going to do each of these things. Tackle each area, choose a deadline. Again, it doesn't need to be quick. It can be 6 months from now. It can be whatever it is, but you need to set a deadline and keep yourself on track. And number 3, the physical elements that you need to organize. Now, not all of us are gonna live a minimalist lifestyle, and I know that minimalism typically say that anything that is going to organize you is just basically organizing clutter. But like, for the average person, like, we all have clutter, and we all have things that we need to organize. It's notes and homework from school, it's makeup in the bathroom, it's clothing, things that you use on a regular basis. It still needs to be organized. So once you've decluttered, once you've kind of spotted what those bad habits are, now you can put these structural elements into place that are going to help fix that. So going into the example that I keep talking about, laundry, my issue is that our laundry area where I keep all the laundry hampers drawers is in the master closet, and my daughter and my son's room where we like change them and whatever is like down the hall. So I was finding that at the end of the day, I'm trying to get them changed into their pajamas, off to bed. I'm just throwing their clothes out the door, and then it just piles up in the front hall area upstairs. And then I just leave it there, I'm gonna be honest. And the fix was actually pretty simple. I found a tall standing laundry basket and I put it in the center of that hall area between my son and my daughter's room. And then I would just throw the laundry into there. And when it got full enough, then I would carry that to the laundry room to organize it and sort it when I actually had to do laundry. I thought of putting like separate laundry baskets in their rooms, but I tend to do laundry most often, I noticed, when they're sleeping. And so having the laundry in their room isn't super helpful because then I have to like ninja my way in when they're sleeping, and you do not want to do that with a 4-year-old. So yeah, that was my solution. It does not need to be fancy. It just needs to cater to what routine works best for you, and then you need to do that little extra step to make the whole habit work for you. Another area where we get a lot of clutter buildup was downstairs, sort of in the kitchen main area. We get a lot of like bills or receipts or coupons and things that they just sort of like pile up in areas, and then we'd shove them upstairs and they'd get lost. And so we just got this little rotating organizer thing, and then we had to make it a habit to go through it every month, or every 3 months. We're not perfect. And sort and put all of those different items away into file folders as needed, or pitched or shredded or whatever it is. Remember that building up these organizational units isn't just enough. It's going to need some better habits in order to make it something that's going to work for you. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a place where more clutter just like sits on, And lastly, I just wanna reiterate that this may be something that it takes a long time to get through. Like for us, for our basement, it's still a work in progress, and we've had like 2 weekends to work on it, and we cleared out a whole bunch of stuff and gave it to various charities, and it's still a disaster down there because we have kids, we have lives, we have businesses, we have things that we're doing, and sometimes we can't tackle everything all at once and get it done. So don't stress out if it's a work in progress for a while. Sometimes you try a new habit and it may not work for you, or you try an organizational system and it fails, and then you just have to keep working and changing as your lives change and find something that's going to adapt and grow with you until it works. Nothing is as perfect as it looks on Pinterest. And that's everything for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like these type of videos, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Saturday. I'm thinking of doing more of these types of videos and actually taking you guys around my house and showing you some of the organizational systems that I have in place that work really well for me, whether it's in the kitchen or the kids' toy room, or we're installing like a foam mud room in our front hall area for all the kids stuff, because like I'm noticing all the boots and the snow pants and everything piling up in the front hall. I'm like, no thank you. Let me know if that kind of content is something that interests you guys, and leave me a comment down below what your main clutter spot is that you want to tackle first. I would love to hear what you guys are doing. And that's everything. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah.